Hi all, I became a comrade. Are you? This is Gangotri. Let me share my wonderful experience with Study Comrades front-end course. I really like the flexibility of the course. One of the best decisions I have took to improve my skills is by taking the course in Study Comrade. Let me tell you why. The main motto of Study Comrade is team learning. Here you can learn more with your friends. Study Comrade will provide assignments, case studies and quizzes. I found it relaxing to be able to turn my work on assignments. Case studies really made me think and search for the answers, making me learn more. Every week, they keep on tracking your performance and provides ranking, which keeps me motivated. They will appreciate your achievements in this course and the prize is so relevant. I am thankful to my trainer, Urvashi ma'am. Doubt session is too good, which helps me to correct myself in this learning stream. I thank my teammates and also Team Study Comrade for making this affordable journey and looking forward for more courses.
I am Trisha. I am one of the trainees of Study Comrade.
I feel really blessed to be a part of Study Comrade. Our mentor eased our journey by clearing all the doubts. At affordable prices, we are getting access to a great content. I approached this platform through my friend and had great experience and felt more enthusiastic with the process. And the trainer, respected Ramakrishna sir, handled the process course with a suiting manner. He explains every topic in a practical manner for better understanding. We can approach him with any type of question related to the course.
After completion of the class, it will provide breakout rooms. That was a great facility where we can learn with our friends, where we can solve our queries with our friends.
Tutor is very highly efficient and very enthusiastic in solving the doubts, and also the prices are very affordable, and they made quizzes and tests in very fun manner, and they are very easy to learn, and it is very helpful in building your resume and career. I really recommend Study Comrade as the best place to develop your skills and add weightage to your resume.
Providing breakout rooms after the completion of class is something interesting that we can share or solve our queries related to the course with our teamwork. The Study Comrade team always stood first to solve our problems and use time and patience to solve our doubts. Along with the session, the Study Comrade team conducts some case studies, quizzes, and appreciate the winners and encourage each and every student to realize the opportunity. With all this, I felt more enthusiastic to learn more. And the Study Comrade team also provides the internship opportunities with the performance offers in the course. And I recently selected for an internship opportunity offered by a company. This all great goes to Study Comrade team. Without a good trainer and team, we can't put our works in a perfect manner. Waiting for more courses from Study Comrade team. And thank you Study Comrade team for shaping the young minds to achieve more.
If anyone asks me to recommend a best platform to learn, undoubtedly I recommend the platform Study Comrade. Finally, I am very thankful to my trainer and the team Study Comrade. #Make it together.
Hello comrades. Congratulations on booking your seat successfully for our front-end web development course. I am here to give a detailed course structure for this course. So this course is categorized into two parts. So in the first part, you will be learning about HTML and CSS. In the second part, you will be learning JavaScript, BOOTSTRAP, React.js. After completion of these modules, you will be doing projects and you will be getting certified with the course completion certificate and project completion certificate. So as a final step, we will be providing you with 100% internship assistance.
For now, let's only consider the part 1 of this course. The part 1 of this course has been scheduled from October 28 to November 4th, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. every day. So in this course, you will learn to build a responsive design by using HTML and CSS. After completion of every class in part 1, you will be having a quiz. By scoring more than 75% in every quiz, you will receive a bonus of worth 1000 rupees for every class. So you can claim all the bonuses that you have got in your part 1 after the end of the first week. How you are going to claim all the bonuses that you have received in your first week? For this, you have to wait till part 2. So congratulations and all the very best for everyone for your great journey.
Hello comrades. Congratulations on booking your seat successfully.
welcome to the day 4 of front end development course. How are you all? So if you have any questions from the previous session, please drop it in the chat box. If you have any questions. Hi, good evening, Veket, Suraj, Omkar. If you have any questions from the previous session, please drop it in the chat box. No question. All right. So let's continue with today's session. So today we will be starting with very basic, like how to style text, font size, font families. This is what we are going to see today. Apart from this, we are going to discuss box model again. If you all remember, yesterday we started with box model, but I taught you all 50% of the box model. So rest of the part of the box model we are going to continue today. Okay, so let's start with box model first, and then we'll see very simple text styling, text and font properties. So the main topic that we're going to do is box model. After that, text and font is very simple, just applying some css to make your text beautify. But before that, we'll discuss box model again. All right. So to explain box model, so what I will do, I will simply create a div tag here. I hope you all remember this much part, that a box model is consisting of four things. Like a box model, firstly have content, and then it is having padding, then it is having border, and then out of the border we have margin. Okay. So I hope you all remember the order: content, padding, border, and margin. This is the order we have. Okay. So let's say this is the div I have created. I'll give a ID here. Let's say box model. This box model is very important. Even in interviews, this question is asked. I will explain you after this topic how the questions are asked for this very topic. So let's say I will go to my CSS file. Yesterday we did linking, how to link CSS file external. So I will be using external CSS file today. So let's say this is my div tag. I have added ID to it. Okay. Now I'm going to add some width to it. Let's say 100 pixel, height 100 pixel. Now let me just open the output side by side. Let me run it first. So now we are going to see, this is my box. I'm going to add some border, 1 pixel, solid black. So this is how this box will look. Okay. So now what I have added, this is called your content. So content can be text, content can be image, it can be anything. It can be a video as well. So whatever is coming here, in between this opening and closing tag is called your content. This is called your element content. Okay. And here I've added width and height. By default, width is 100% for our block level elements. We have discussed that. So I am changing it to 100 pixel. Like if I comment this, you can see by default it's 100%. So now I'm changing it to 100 pixel. After this, I will add padding to it first. Let's say padding 10 pixel. So now you will see, let me comment it first. Now you can see, once I run this code and save this file, space is added here on top, on right, on bottom, and on left. Okay, so the total space will be 10 pixel on each side, top, right, bottom, and left. So padding is adding space around the content, or you can say adding space inside of the border. Okay, so this is your border, and inside you are adding the space. Okay. And if I add margin, let's say 20 pixel, you will see margin will be outside the border. Like if I save this file, margin is this space outside the border. This is top, right, bottom, left. Okay. So this is what box model is: content, padding, border, and margin. Okay. So this is the main overview. Now the next question that comes here is, what is the total width of this container? Okay. For example, when you add width property, this width is only for the content. When you give width 100 pixel, this width is only for the content area. Okay. And when you give height 100 pixel, this height is only for the content area. Let me add some content to show this part. Let me add few more words. Let me just okay. So now you can see this is my box, div box, and here this is called your content area. So when you give width and height 100 pixel, this is the width and height of the content area. This after this you have padding, border, and then margin. Okay. So now in interviews, how questions are asked. Firstly, they can ask you like, what is box model? Then you can mention it is helping us to design and layout, creating the layout. It consists of four things: content, padding, then border and margin. Next question they can ask you how this padding and border and margin is impacting your total width. Okay. So this total width now, if you see, I have given 100 pixel. Okay, plus padding on left and right is added extra plus the border. Okay, so now the total width. So the total width taken by this div tag after adding padding and border is 100 pixel plus padding on all the directions I've added. So left and right will be 10 plus 10 plus border on the left and border on the right. So 1 pixel on the left and 1 pixel on the right. Okay. So that will be 122 pixel. Okay. So this will be the total width of this container now. Okay. I have given width 100 pixel. In my mind, it's 100 pixel. But most of the time, we don't realize when you give padding, when you give border, this is the extra width that gets added to the main container. Okay. Like this can create a issue for a website like this. Like for example, I have this Amazon and I have these four box: one, two, three, and four. Okay, now total width is 100%, and obviously 100%, and these four boxes are placed here. So now just imagine you have given width as 25%, 25 for each, so that will be 100. Plus, I'm giving margin and padding and border. This will impact the total overall UI because it will exceed more than 100%. Okay, so this is the problem that arises. Okay, like in interview they can ask you, I have a div, I have given width as 100 pixel, I have given padding as 10 pixel, and I've given border as 2 pixel. So what will be the total width taken by this div tag or the container? Okay, like this you need to do the some calculation and tell them width plus border plus padding. Margin is not a part of it. Okay, margin is a space outside of the border. So that is not impacting the total width of the container. Okay. And one more way to verify this is you can just right click here, go to inspect. Okay. Just right click here, go to inspect. Here you can see all your HTML code. We discussed this in the very first lecture of HTML. Like we can check all the HTML code here and we can check all the CSS code here. See, this is the CSS code I have given. Okay. After this styles, you will see something called computed. Okay. Here in this computed, you can see these values. You have styles and then you have computed. So here you can see the values. So you can see my box width is 100 by 100, 100 width and 100 height. Then padding is 10 pixel that I'm adding. Then border is this much I'm adding. Then margin is this much I'm adding. So you can actually experience all the values together. So now the total width, if I right click here and go to inspect, okay, you will be able to see how much space this complete is taking. Margin, you can see margin, border, padding, and the container, the content. You can actually see all the values here. So in this computed, you will see that when you give width, property, and height, padding and border is extra added to it. Margin is not a part of it. Okay, margin is a part of box model, but it is not impacting the total width. Okay, so this is the problem that we have. Okay, because whenever you are giving width property in your mind, you have given width property. Okay, so every time you can't do this calculation 100 pixel plus 10 pixel plus 10 plus 1 plus 1. Practically, it's very difficult. So what we will do to resolve such issue, what I'm going to do is in universal operator. Okay, this is called universal selector. In universal selector, that is star, basically it selects all the element. It selects all the elements. This is your universal selector. So what we have to give is we have to give box sizing border box. Okay. In the interview, firstly they can ask you about what is box model. Then they can ask you like I have given width 100 pixel plus padding and border and margin. So what is the total width? And then they can ask you how we can resolve this issue using box sizing border box. Okay. So now what this box sizing border box do is whatever width you have given, that will be the total width of the box. Padding and border will be a part of it, but that will be included inside the content area. Basically your content area will reduce. Like if I comment this, you can easily see this is your content area, padding and border. If I add box sizing border box, your content area will reduce. So you will have this, you will still have border, padding, margin, but your content area will reduce. Okay, so let me reduce some content from here now. So this is how it will come. Okay. So if you are giving width 100 pixel and you're giving box sizing border box, then you don't have to worry about padding and border. Padding and border is still there. Your content area, that will reduce. Okay. So when we give this width and height, we give width and height only of the content area. But when you give this box sizing border box, your content area will reduce. Okay. Now the total width of this container is 100 pixel. Okay, padding and border is there, but it will be inclusive of this total width. I can show you again if I comment it. This is how the box is looking. Once I add this, this is how the box will look. Okay, and you can add this property here as well. Okay, but I am adding it in universal operator because this is what we do in real time. In real time, you will always find this universal operator. It will have box sizing border box. It will have margin 0. Okay, margin 0 is basically, let me show you what happens initially when you create any container. Let me comment margin from here. When you uh, create any container, by default some spacing you will see here. By default this spacing comes in your website. Okay, so that's why in universal operator we give margin 0 and padding 0. So there is one more line like font family, that is another line we write. So you will always find this universal operator in a real-time website having these three properties: box sizing border box, margin 0 and padding 0. Okay. This margin 0, padding 0 we kept because by default this complete, by default there is a spacing is left on top and right. Okay, like if you go to Amazon, there is no space here. See, there is no space on left and right. But here in my website it's coming. So to avoid it, we add this. Okay, this is your box model. And in these three ways, your question can be asked. What is box model? They can give you a situation like content is 100. I've given width of 100 pixel, padding 10 pixel, border 10 pixel. Tell me the total widths taken by that area. And how to resolve it using box sizing border box. And margin is not inclusive of this container area. Okay, this is your box model. Is it clear to all? Please type 1 in the chat box if it's clear. Bhattacharya, is it clear? Please type 1 in the chat box if box model is clear. And if you are clear with 3 type of questions that can be asked in interviews. If not, then just ask, like I'll explain it again. Because this is like very important. Definitely if you're sitting in a front-end interview, box model will be asked. Avinash, you need to check your internet maybe because it's like it's visible to others. Okay. All right. Let me explain the total width calculation. Okay. So now what is happening when you give the width property to this div tag? That width property is only for the content area. This is my content. So this is the content area, width and height. If you are adding border to it and padding to it, that is the extra space taken by this box. So now what will happen when you give width property? This is the width of the content area plus padding on left and right and top and bottom. and border is a extra space is added. So total width will be 100 pixel, the width of the content area, plus padding. I have given padding on all the direction. So left and right. So that will be 10 from left and 10 from right. Plus border is 1 pixel. So 1 pixel on the left and 1 pixel on the right. 1 plus 1. Okay, so total is 122 pixel. That means the total width taken by this div tag is 122. I have given 100, but we don't realize padding in border is the extra space that gets added. Okay, so to handle this situation, we will give in universal operator. Universal operator selects all the elements. We will give box sizing border box. So what it will do, it will include padding and border as a part of this total 100 pixel. Means the total pixels, your total width and height taken by this complete container is 100 only. Padding and border is inclusive of that now. And if you want to see the values as well, you can just right click here and inspect, and here in computed you can actually see all the values. If I comment out this box sizing border box, you can actually see this is the 100 by 100 content area, padding, border and margin. You can actually see the values, and if you add it, you can see that padding is same, border, everything is same, the content area will reduce. Okay, so generally in universal operator we define it so that it is applied to all the elements. Okay, otherwise you can specify in this element also, it will work, but in real time we prefer to specify at the beginning in the universal operator so that it applies to all the elements. Okay, then margin 0, padding 0 have added because if you look at any website, there is no spacing by default. If you are creating a website, there will be some space left on top and right, or top and left. See, by default some spacing will come. Okay, so you just make it 0. So now your website will also start from here. Okay, Lakshmi, the value that they're calculating is according to the basically the browser value. Like pixel I'm giving, it's a unit over here. That's why it's showing 0.66. Okay, but it's one, basically pixel wise it's 1. Okay, all right. Now next up we have is styling the text. For styling the text, like the text over here. Like if I go to Amazon, this is the text. This is the text. This is the text. Okay. So if you want to style these text values, okay, you need there are two topics. One is text and one is font. Okay, so this is what we are going to see. So text is basically about formatting the text that we are writing. It can be paragraph, it can be in the div tag. So the alphabetic or any line wise that you see the running text, that is your text over here. Okay, so we can give color, text align, center we have seen already, vertical align, decoration. Okay, so I will show you all these properties one by one. Okay, so let me just create one p tag so that I can give some styling to it. I have created this p tag over here. Okay, I'll give ID, let's say style text. I will copy this. I will add a hash here. Let me open it side by side. Okay, so first of all we can give color as red. Okay, so this text will come in red color. After this we have background color, that we have already seen, yellow. Then we have text align. Okay, let me reduce the text here so that I can show you the text align property. Let me just add 3 words. See, if I make it center, this text will come in center. Okay, I just want to add one thing. Text align property will work only on block level elements. Okay, if you try to use it on inline, it will not work. So text align property will only work on block level elements. Even this padding, margin, okay, these properties will also work only on block level elements. If you try to use it on inline like span, or if you try to use it on I tag, B tag, it will not work. Okay, so these are block level properties. You can use it on block level elements, padding, margin. So this text line also works on only block level. So let's say if I add text line center, it's coming in center. If I make it right, it will come on right. Okay, and by default it's left. That's why it will come on left. Let me make it center. Okay, so text line is your text property. Then we have text decoration. Let's say line through. Okay, so you can see this line through is coming. Okay, generally you see such output in e-commerce websites for the pricing. Like if you go to any website, here you can see this line through is there. Okay, so you can see this line through is coming in my website as well. So this is your line through. Okay, apart from this we have more values to it, like we have underlines. Okay, the line will come under this. Okay, but generally we don't prefer underline, because underline is generally denoting it's a link. Okay, so but it's there. Then we have overline. The line will come here. Generally in the navigation bar items we add this, like we add this hover effect. When I hover, this overline will come. Okay, the line through is something you will see in e-commerce websites. Then we have text transform, like uppercase, this will become in capital. Then we have capitalize. First letter will be capital. Then we have lowercase. This will be in lowercase. Okay. That is your text transform property. Then we have letter spacing. If you want to add space between letters, like between L and O. So you will see this 2 pixel space is added between L and O. If you make it 4, you can see space between L and O, and all the alphabet is 4. Okay. Then we have word spacing. If you want to add space between word, like between lorem and ipsum, between words, let's say 2 pixel. You can see the space between words will be 2 pixel. Okay. So these are my text properties for styling the text. These are not for your images, obviously not. For image, we use width and height. Okay. But these are your text properties for styling the text. Okay. These are text properties. After this we have font properties. Okay, so font properties again impacting the user readability, like how user is reading the text. For example, if I am going through a newsletter, online newspaper basically, or if I'm going through a blog website, or I'm going through a website through which I'm reading the book. Okay, the text quality has to be really good. It should not impact my eyes. For example, if you keep a combination of black and white, it will impact your eyes. Okay, like I don't know if you are like, you can just try it once. Just create a simple web page, add a lot of text, and start reading it. When you have a combination of dark color and a very bright color, like light color like white and black, it will impact your eyes. So you will see whenever you see any online blog website or newsletter, it's actually not proper black color. It's a combination or some other color of black. It's not proper jet black. Okay, because that really impact the eyes of the user. So choosing the right font is very important, especially if you are going with font. Blog website, book, newsletters, or someone is article, like LinkedIn articles if you read. So font size is important, font color is important, font family is important. Okay, so that is what we are going to see next. Okay, so firstly I will show you font weight and font style. Let's say I'll create another p tag here, and I will give a id, let's say style font. Okay, I'll copy this. Five words I've added. So let's say I will give font size. So font size means the size of the text, that is 20 pixel. Okay, then I can give color, let's say teal color. Then I can give font weight. Font weight means boldness. Okay, like if I make it lighter, then it will be lighter in boldness. Okay, if I make it bold, it will be bold. Okay, generally for headings we use, like headings are automatically bold, but if you want to make the text bold from your end, you can use this. Then we have font style, like if you want to italicize a text. Okay, we have I tag in HTML, but through CSS also I can italicize. So we have this font style property for that. Then we have font family. Okay, font family is exactly what we call as theme font here, like Calvary, Arial, all these. So similarly, if you want to give font family to your website, we can by default we have some values like these: Arial, Helvetica, and Sans Serif. Let's say. So this is Arial. Okay, and we have to give minimum three values here: Arial, comma Helvetica, comma Sans Serif. These right now Arial is presented here, is applied here, but these two are like backup values. Okay, for some reason, let's say if this doesn't work, this Arial doesn't work, Helvetica will be applied. If Helvetica is not working, then Sans Serif is applied. So these are like backup values. Okay. So by default there are font families. See, combination of font families are there. Okay, but we can use online font families as well. Okay, I can just copy this link and I'll just open it here. Okay, okay, so now you can see it's coming here. I can go to fonts and you can see whichever font you like. Like these are the name of the font. Okay, so Poppins is very popular. So I'll just click on it. Okay, so see how you can use this. So whichever you want thin, italic. So these are the examples they have given on the left side. So whichever you like, just click on plus. Okay, and if you scroll, you can just copy from here. Okay, like let me just remove. I have already selected some from here. Let me remove them. Okay, so you can just come here and copy this code. Okay, and paste it inside your HTML file in the head section, because I'm using third party library for the Google form. So you need to add CDN links here. Okay. Because I'm using third party, so I need to add CDN links here. Okay. So just copy this and add it inside the head section. After this, you can copy the code below and paste it inside your website. Let me just comment this part and add it here. Okay. So here it will be added, Poppins and sans serif. So Poppins will be applied to my website now. Okay. So it's very simple. Whichever you like, just click on plus. Okay. Come here, copy the CDN link, add it inside your head section. Okay. And you can just copy the code and you can add it here. Okay. So this is how you can add font family. These are the online font family. Obviously, there are companies who are selling it out, these font family. For now, this is a free one. I would suggest you all can use. So Poppins is popular, so you can try that. Otherwise, there are so many. Like if you like this one, you can try out this one. So whichever you want, you can try that font family here. Okay, so we have these very font families. These all are free to use, but obviously if you want to use, there are companies who are selling. Like we used Font Awesome, right? We used Icons library, like Font Awesome and Google Icons and Bootstrap icon. So Bootstrap icon and Google icon was free, and Font Awesome, some icons are free and some are paid. Okay, it's like that. So the free one we can use easily. Okay, so this is exactly what we have is for font family. Okay, so these are the styling properties for the font, basically the text over here. And this is about your box model. Any questions? If it's clear, please drop 1 in the chat box or drop your query in the chat box. If it's clear, please drop 1 in the chat box. Otherwise, drop your question. Clear? Okay. CDN full form is Content Delivery Network. Like just like we used for the icons, font or some icon, Google icons, it's the same way we used it for here. Content Delivery Network. Okay, text shadow. Yes, I can show you all text properties, text shadow as well. So text shadow is when you want to add shadow to the text. Okay. So let's say this is the text we have. Okay, let me show you with another one. Let me add it here. So this is the one here. I will add shadow to it, like a shadow effect. So what you can do is you can give three values here. Firstly, you need to give horizontal value. Okay. So let's say I will give 2 pixel means on horizontal side. Okay. Horizontal offset, then vertical offset, the blurriness and the color. Let's say I'll go with teal color or black color. You can see this text shadow is added. Text, you can see black color is the shadow. And my text color is teal and the shadow is black. Okay. So 2 pixel means on horizontal side, 2 pixel vertical side, 4 pixel is the blurriness. Like if I reduce it, you can see the blurriness will reduce. It will become more blurred if you increase the value and the color of the shadow. Okay, so it's called horizontal. H means horizontal offset. It's called vertical offset. Then the blur value and the color of the shadow. Okay, this is your text shadow. Just like we have text shadow, we can add box shadow as well. Like on this, I can show you. I will give box shadow. The values are same here also. Like uh, horizontal offset, let's say 4 pixel, vertical 4 pixel. Then you can give blurriness value and the color of the shadow. You can see the shadow is added. Generally on image or product image cards, okay, you can add the shadow. You can decrease the value if you want. You can make it 2 pixel, 2 pixel. So this is box shadow and text shadow. Okay, you can create the glow effect using this only. This is like a glow effect only. You need to use shadow only for that. Like you can give gold color if you want. Like this, you can create. Please drop it in the chat box if you have any specific property you want. Like if you have any question, please drop it in the chat box. I'll explain that. You can drop the doubt in the chat box. Okay, you can give negative values. Okay, if you need the opposite side, just give the negative values. If you want to give, like if you give negative values, it will come like this. Okay, if you need like opposite, by default it come on the right side. If you want to see the shadow on the left or on the top, then you need to give negative values. Even here you need to give negative values. Okay, the shadow will come in the opposite direction. You can give negative values for that if you want different direction here for the shadow. If anyone have any question, please. Okay, hover effect. Yes, I can show you hover effect. Let's say on hover, let's say I'll just change the color of this. Okay, so what we can do is, let's say when you hover, so you need to select the element on which you want to hover. Let's say I'll select this one, and I will say hash select the element colon hover. Hover is a pseudo class. Okay, so once you hover means once you place your cursor on this, I want to change color to white. So now you can see color will change to white. When you hover, the color will change to white. On hover, whatever styling you want to change, you can use it here. You can see. Okay. Same font family as a backup. I mean, if you, it's like you're writing pop-ins again, which is of no use, because if it is available or if it's working in the browser, in first go it will select this, then it will go to the second. I mean, if you write, it won't give you any error because it's not a programming language. But there's no point of giving this again and again. Yeah, I hope it's clear, Hegre. Okay. When it's come to the negative and positive values, you have to be very specific. Like for margin padding, you can give negative values, but you are not supposed to use it in real time. Like if I give negative values, it will work. It won't give you any error, but it's not a good practice. Okay, but yes, for shadow properties, you can. You have to like remember for what part you can use negative and for what part you can't. Okay, so let's say in this case you can use. Okay. Okay, how to make background image blur? We can do that. Let's say on body element, I'll add a image. Okay. Let's say I'll select a body element and I'll add a background image. Background image we did yesterday. If someone is joining for the first time, we did that yesterday. This is your background image. Okay. So what you need to do is you can give RGBA background color. You can give RGBA. Okay, here you need to give color like 255, 255, 0 comma, you need to give opacity value like zero point 0.5. Okay, then this will become opaque. So basically you need to give this opaque. AV is the alpha value. Okay, like let me show you a basic example before this one. For example, let's say this is the text and I will make it opacity zero point 0.5. Opacity means transparency. Okay. So you can see this text will become opaque. It's looking bit blurred. Okay, that's opacity. You can give value between 0 and 1. So same you can give in background if you want something to be blurred in the background. A means your opacity value here, alpha value. Okay, so that is what you can use. Pseudo selectors. Okay, a hover effect Thirumila I have added here. Like just select the text and colon hover and whatever CSS you want to see on hover. Like here I've added. Okay, so you can add it. Pseudo selectors. Okay, pseudo selectors is basically there are two things: pseudo classes and pseudo elements. Pseudo classes are like generally when you want to style anchor tag, a tag, hover effect is there, visited, then you have active. Okay, those are pseudo class. Basically, something that starts with colon, that's pseudo class, and if you see double colon, that's pseudo selector, pseudo element. Okay, for example, if you want to style a first letter, first line, or placeholder, scroll bar, at that time we use that. Okay, you can read more about it online. Let me just write the terms here: pseudo class and pseudo elements. These are called pseudo selectors. You can read more about it online. Okay, all right. So I'm not starting anything new today. Okay, so don't forget to join our session after tomorrow, because tomorrow I will start with responsive design. Means if you want to create a Amazon website like this, like these boxes, one, two, three, four, how these boxes are created next to each other. Okay, so we will be doing flex layout. We will be doing responsive website. Okay, that is what we will be covering from tomorrow. So make sure you are going to attend tomorrow and yeah, like sessions till 4th November, because I've like by last day you will have a website like this. You will be able to build a website like this. Okay, so responsive part, how to place these boxes next to each other, that is what we are going to see tomorrow. Okay, from tomorrow, that is what we are going to see: responsive website and the layouts. Till now we have seen very basic CSS properties. All right. RGB is a color only. See, color I have given white. You can Google RGB color for white. Let me show you RGB color for white. This is what you can do. This is the RGB value for white. Just copy it and add it here. So now you will have a hover effect with the RGB value. Okay. Yes, tomorrow we will be doing flex properties, flex layout, and then I'll start with responsive website, responsive web design, and you will be able to achieve a website, responsive website like this. Okay, that is what we're going to see tomorrow. Okay. If you just type one if you are clear with today's topic. Otherwise, you can drop your question in the chat box. Just drop one in the chat box if it's clear, or you can drop your question. Okay, I see. Just type one once, team. Just type one once. Okay. What about others? Is it clear? Okay. All right. Studied Comrade team just start the quiz link. They are adding the quiz link. Don't forget to use do the quiz because you will be getting 1,000 rupees bonus every day. So by the end, you will have 7,000 rupees bonus, which you can claim in your part two. Okay. So, and it's important to score 75% as well. And you can easily score because questions are exactly what we have covered in the class. Okay. So, all the best for the quiz. We'll connect tomorrow. Please click on the link for the quiz and start doing the quiz.